And you went to Lone Peak?
Yeah, I did, yeah. I graduated from Lone Peak.
Did you play for United?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. When did you graduate?
2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were a freshman or sophomore when the Mika and Emery and Oz were doing that thing?
So Eric and Emery were a year older than me, and then so I was with TJ who just got back from his mission right now. And so, so I was with those guys. I watched all of that stuff, so it's really beautiful.
Calvin Whiting of BYU Rugby. It's the Wasatch Cup tonight. BYU versus Utah rivalry in full swing. The Cougars ranked #1 in the country as they try and push for what would be a 5th consecutive national championship. Speaking of 4 straight national titles, what kind of dynamic, pressure do you feel that the standard is, oh, we just win national championships?
Well, to be honest, it's nice to be a part of BYU. It's a very humble team. And so the aspect of one game at a time, that's something we believe in, and that's something that we go out to try and do. Every week's a new week, and we strive to be a better team than we were last week, and every game we try to improve. And so as long as we're doing our job with that, I think the rest falls into place. So the pressure and stuff is definitely there, but it's more of a fact that you're working together to be better every week. So.
Yeah, you always play Cal for the national championship. Do you think about Cal every day? Because when I lived with rugby roommates, that was on the mind 100%.
Oh, jeez, I wish I could say the same. It's more just thinking about what to do the next day for homework.
Yeah, these guys weren't worried about that. I won't name names. Steve, same here. Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely on the back of your mind, but there's a lot of up-and-coming teams this year that could throw it off, and so you never know with this, and so even for us, it'll be a big part of ours to do our part and get to the final, so that's the main goal right now.
What goes through your mind during a penalty kick or a conversion? In that moment, right before you're about to approach the ball, what's happening in your mind?
The one thing that goes through my mind is how quiet it gets. It's pretty cool, like you're playing this crazy game and like everyone's going nuts, and then all of a sudden you get a penalty kick or a conversion, and it's like, okay, that's my turn to kick. So you go up to line the kick up, and next thing you know, it's dead quiet. And I'm just like, wow, what a difference. And so like with that, it just helps me to like get in the zone and like make the shot, and so I think that's the coolest part about it. So
walk us through your mindset in that. So you're hearing it quiet. To me, that would be distracting. I was like, oh, it's so loud, right?
Yeah.
But what are you kind of thinking about as you line up that kick and then you start your movement?
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm standing there, right? The crowd's going silent, and as soon as they go silent, that's normally when I start to switch on. And I like to pick a spot behind the poles where I like to kick it. So that's like my goal, where I want the ball to go. And like I'm more just focused on that then, and I'm trying to follow through to that point. So leading up to it, it'll probably be like wait for the crowd to go silent and then make my shot.
It's almost like a free throw for a basketball player in a way.
Yeah.
Where, the crowd is if you're at home anyway, not so much on the road.
I wish the free throw came at a sharp angle straight away where the bucket was, right? Yeah, that'd be great.
Calvin Whiting of BYU Rugby with us on BYU Sports Nation, preparing to take on Utah. What do you miss most about your home in South Africa? Is it just the culture? Is it the food? Like what do you miss?
Mostly my family. I miss my family a lot, but definitely the food, man. Oh my God, you guys like everything sweet. That's crazy. In South Africa, there's a lot of savory food, and so everything has a certain taste. But yeah, whatever you eat, it's always sweet. I feel like you're gaining pounds by the second. That's crazy.
I was gonna say potatoes aren't, and I was like, wait, there's sweet potatoes. Wait a minute.
And there's bacon on everything.
Yes. Well,
yes,
you don't love that.
I don't mind that, John. That's awesome.
What are some foods that you have in South Africa that you wish you had here?
Let's see. Probably meat pies. Meat pies are a must.
New Zealand, Australia, South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, meat
That's
pies.
like a British colony
Yeah.
deal?
Yeah. And so in South Africa we call it a braai. It's like a barbecue. I don't know if we talked about it, but we have a lot of braais in South Africa, a lot of barbecues and stuff. That type of food I miss a lot because it's always, let's go eat out for dinner. Like they see that kind of stuff. And in South Africa there's a lot of home cooked meals as well. And so every night you eat at the table with everyone. And so it's a bit of a different culture, a bit of a different vibe, especially being at college. You always within probably dollar menu McDonald's or So it's a different, but I mean it's enjoyable, it's fun, yeah.
And it's at midnight.
Yeah, exactly.
The dynamic of the BYU rugby team has always intrigued me because you have guys from rival countries that do the haka together.
Yeah.
So what's that like as a South African to do the haka with some Kiwis?
Oh, geez, and that's growing up like watching that stuff, and then now being a part of it is just like terrible, man. Like, it's pretty cool though because Coach Tofit teaches us the meaning behind it, and like our haka is a special haka for BYU, and like the meaning of it is we're the stripping warriors, army of Helaman, and stuff like that, and so it's not just a Kiwi-based thing. It might be in a Maori language, but it's for us, and so what he's taught us is that if we do it with pride and with honor, then it's the same meaning. And so in that aspect of it, it's cool to do it with the Kiwis and with other people, and that's what kind of makes it special, I guess, and like makes it enjoyable. Because I love it. It's fun, man. That's cool.
Fantastic stuff from Calvin Whiting of BYU Rugby. We want you to sign our BYU Sports Nation stretch wide flag, and also, I don't know if you've ever heard of the BYU Sports Nation karma, but what happens is you come on the show and then you're already awesome at rugby, but you'll just be that much better tonight because you're on the show.
Yeah, I need it.
So take the mental advantage.
Yeah, go for it.
Calvin Whiting of BYU Rugby signing the stretch wide flag in Studio B right now. BYU Utah tonight. What do you guys think?